Hello there everyone, happy Friday, Matthew here, and today it's my turn to review my favourite episode from Matt Smith's tenure for Matt Smith Review Week here in Matt Smith Month for Herdix Reviews. It's Friday the 13th today, so I hope you've all stayed safe. Hoping no pianos have fell on you or you've walked under any ladders or any of that superstitious crap. I don't believe in it if I'm honest. But yes, hopefully my video will go fine today, and I'm going to be reviewing my favourite episode from Matt Smith's tenure, A Good Man Goes to War. So without any further ado guys, sit back and enjoy. So then guys, here is my review of A Good Man Goes to War. Let's get some of the facts out of the way. A Good Man Goes to War aired on the 4th of June 2011, over 2.5 years ago now. It was written by Stephen Moffat and directed by a man called Peter Hoare, that's H-O-A-R. I researched upon him and I have not heard of any other episodes that he's directed for Doctor Who, so if he is just a one-off director, or you do know anyone else, any other episodes that he has directed, tell me below. But the directing wasn't too bad. The plot was basically the Doctor and Rory discovered that Amy was in fact a flesh avatar, as you can see, and that ever since America, it was not the real Amy, it was just her heart and her soul and her mind that was travelling with the Doctor, not her physically. And the Doctor knew that, but, because obviously from the pregnancy test that was flashing between positive and negative, and he was using the flesh avatar to track down her real location, which was Demon's Run. The Doctor and Rory basically assemble people who pay the Doctor debts. He owes them debts. So he assembled them to help him take down Demon's Run, which is a very different approach from the Doctor. Normally, he goes in on his own, all practical, and using his technobabble and his sonic screwdriver, he gets it done. But this was a lot more physical. He went in using his hands, his fists, his army to actually take down Demon's Run, and he was hoping to take it down without any blood spilled, but when it gets to the end of the episode, it turns out that everything he wanted and hoped for turned on his back and came back to bite him on the arse. We got to meet another character called Lorna Bucket. Very sweet character. We learnt that she had actually met the Doctor before at a very young age in the Gamma Forests. It's a shame we never got to see a flashback of that. She was a very sweet character, Lorna, and I don't think it would have stretched the BBC too much to do a little flashback of a young girl in the 11th Doctor, because it could be the 11th Doctor, he can travel in time, so I don't know why they couldn't have done a little flashback. That would have been a nice touch, I guess, but some people could call that irrelevant. And we got to see the Headless Monks as well, who, as you can see right there, very creepy and very sinister. At first I thought, oh, is this another crappy enemy who are just there for the sake of it to make the episode look good, but they, in the end, are very sinister, and their prayers and the noises they make, their march, is extremely patronising and very manipulative. I really do like the Headless Monks. They might just be a one-off, it's a shame, but they are very, very chilling. I really do like the Headless Monks, and they did actually have a good purpose in the end. We then got to meet the actual people who the Doctor, need to pay back in Vastra, Jenny, and Strax. You could say we met Jenny before in the Silurian two-parter back in Series 5. We would imagine all Silurians look the same, so, some people thought that a Silurian being a lesbian and helping the Doctor might be a bit of a contradiction on what a Silurian really is, but you could say the same about Strax, really. At first I was a bit hesitant because the only thing I'd ever known the Sontarans as was bloodthirsty, war-hungry creatures who lived for war and lived to die in battle. And to have that completely turned on his head, with Strax being a nurse helping people in war, took me a while to get used to at first. I was a bit hesitant because I thought Moffat had embarrassed yet another enemy. Making him a nurse is like making a Dalek give you tea. Oh wait, he's already done that in Victory of the Daleks. But I did warm to Strax in the end, and we found out that Vastra had actually eaten Jack the Ripper. Doctor Who, as it does, using historical facts and events to its advantage. That's where Jack the Ripper went, down a Silurian's throat. Interesting. But then we Well, actually, one thing that did bug me was, and I think Owen's brought this up before, Owen Sands, why didn't the Doctor actually get friends we already knew? Obviously, he has other adventures, and Vastrogeni and Strax are from adventures we've not seen before, but why couldn't he have got the likes of Martha, Mickey, Unit? Come on, Unit's probably his most favoured army, and he didn't get them, which is very strange. He got Silurians and Jadoon. Rumours were that John Barrowman was returning to play Captain Jack in this episode. I don't know how true that is. Apparently he was too busy, but if he was too busy, surely he'd know that from his schedule and he wouldn't agree to be in it anyway. And I think Jack being with Vastrogeni and Strax would have been a bit out of place in this episode. But anyway, that was just a rumour. But it was a bit strange that he brought in an army of people we'd never seen before, and not people that we knew before, seen previous. People obviously will be like, but Martha and Mickey are from the 10th Doctor's era. I don't think it really matters, but to some people it might. But for the first 20 minutes we didn't see the Doctor, which was interesting. It really gave us a chance to see as I said earlier, to see what people think of him in their perspective, like the armies. We got to see Amy wishing for his arrival, but at the same time there is Fatty and Thinny right there. Oh no, that's not Fatty and Thinny, they're the ones that get killed once again by a Silurian's throat. But anyway, the first 20 minutes we didn't see the Doctor, and we didn't need to see him. I think it worked very well, because the build-up of his reputation, you could say, was expressed quite a lot in the first 20 minutes, because we had some people, the good side, saying that he's wonderful and everything, and then we had the army saying that he was the opposite, which is very interesting. And then they assaulted Demon's Run, which was pretty good. I did enjoy that with the Jadoon and everything. There was a few cameos. I can't remember his name. Was it Captain Avrian? Avrian from Curse of the Black Spot? He made a cameo anyway, and so did the Spitfires from Victory of the Daleks. Why are they Spitfires in space? Why are they pirates? I'm sorry, I love pirates, but the Curse of the Black Spot was just awful. But yeah, a few cameos from a few different people. I guess to viewers at that time, it was a nice little callback and a nice little nostalgic moment to see old characters, but to me, I wasn't really bothered. But it was all happy, yay, hooray, we have managed to get rid of all the soldiers from Demon's Run without any blood spilt. That was to then go wrong. There was a scene that came up which I freaking loved. The Colonel runaway scene, when the Doctor confronted the Colonel. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, we got to see, you know, him kind of giving a preach to all his people, all his men, saying the Doctor is not a trickster, he is not this, he's not that, and the Doctor revealed himself to be disguised as a monk. But when he confronted Colonel Runaway, we got to see some anger that we rarely see from the 11th Doctor, and I think we'll get to see this a lot more often with Capaldi. The fact that he's the nicest guy on the planet, but if you mess with the people he loves, then he loses it with you and he does become your enemy. And that scene was very chilling, especially when he confronted Madame Kavarian as well. You know, the Doctor did show that no matter how happy-go-lucky he can be, if you mess with his friends, then he means business. And he can get very, very angry. Very good scene there. There was a beautiful scene with the reunion. You could call it a family reunion, as Rory came in with Melody Pond, and we thought, oh, they've managed to do it, hallelujah. And they were introduced to the Doctor's cot. But then there was a massive, massive twist, and this made the Doctor even more angry, and this is when the episode got to its best point. This is why I love this episode. Madame Kavarian basically played the Doctor as a fool. She tricked him not once, but twice. First of all, tricked him to think that Amy was a flesh avatar, and now Melody all along was also a flesh avatar, basically meaning that the Doctor had gone to all this trouble to get an army together, to get all these people together, just for it to all fall through, and for it to all fall back on his head, and it to be basically for no reason. I'll turn this more so you can see it maybe a bit better. But after all that, and after all the hard work that the Doctor had put into getting rid of all the army from Demon's Run, getting Melody back, turns out it was all for nothing. And at the same time, obviously, yeah, he's not spilt any blood, why is that bad? But the Headless Monks did come back, and they did have to spill blood because Lorna got killed by the Headless Monks, Strax got injured, and when this episode got really physical, and active, there was a lot of casualties, and it was very sad to see. And the consequences of being around the Doctor was highlighted a lot. You know, the Doctor. One quote that always comes to mind is, I think what Martha said. He's like fire. Get too close and you get burnt. And this is a perfect example. You get too close to him, and the people around you get hurt. Melody was, well, she was a flesh avatar. Lorna was shot. Strax was shot. And the Doctor came back to a group of distraught friends, and he was to blame. You know, he could argue it wasn't his fault, but at the end he put all this together when all along Madame Kavarian was fooling him. And I feel for the Doctor at this moment. I kind of feel for him, but I love the way that he is made to be guilty. And this is what I meant by the perspective that we'd seen him in earlier from the soldier's point of view actually came to light. At first we were all like Amy said, he's not a warrior, he's not dangerous, he's not famous, but you know, Kavarian did say that this is a war against the Doctor, and in the end we get to see the consequences of being around the Doctor. And then, to make our jaws drop even more, we got the revelation, spoiler alert, by the way, if I've not spoiled it already, River Song comes in late, and the Doctor gets all angry and stuff, and it turns out that River is in fact Melody Pond, proving that Melody in the future is okay. Gives the Doctor the hope and the momentum to go and save her, and the music at the end. I mean, I can't remember what the I think it's a melody of something. I'll have to search it. But the soundtrack in this episode is Murray Gold at his best. It gives me chills. That final scene with the music and the revelation, it gives me chills, and I get goosebumps every time I watched it. So I'll conclude this episode. I'll conclude now. I think I've gone through everything I wanted to. So my conclusion: A Good Man Goes to War was a brilliant episode showing the Doctor in a different perspective. Moffat written it beautifully, expressing how people fear the Doctor and the consequences of being around him. It has some thrilling scenes, especially towards the end, and capped with breathtaking music from Murray Gold, as I did say, it was out of this world. The acting all round was outstanding, backed up by a wonderful script. I've got to say, Moffat, fantastic script in this episode. It kept me enthralled and on the edge of my seat at all times, and the shocking revelation at the end was jaw-dropping and indeed breathtaking, despite a few flaws, like maybe them having a few other companions appear to help the Doctor, and you know, seeing Lorna buckets. Yeah, they're all little nitpicks at the end of the day. It's an episode that I can watch time and time again. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend anyone watching this to go and watch A Good Man Goes to War if you haven't. I've rated it a 9 out of 10. So that is my review of A Good Man Goes to War. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do like it, hit the like button now. Subscribe to our channel for more. We've got another review coming up tomorrow. Tom Sutton reviewing Vincent and the Doctor, and a whole lot more content coming up. If you want to keep up to date with us, like our Facebook page, Huadix Reviews. And also, we have got a new website. Yes, if you don't know, we have recently partnered with Tom Sutton's Facebook page. We don't care what you think. Doctor Who is Epic. Me and James are both admins on that page. Go and like that Facebook page now. All the links and descriptions and everything will be below. But they have a website, and we've got a page on their website. The URL is right there, www.doctorwhoisepic.com/who-addicts-reviews. It's got information on our Facebook, our Twitter feed, our latest video and everything. So if you guys don't have a Facebook or a Twitter, or you prefer using websites and not social networking, please check that website out, and also check out the Facebook page and the website. That is We Don't Care What You Think, Doctor Who is Epic. I want to give a massive shout out to Jacob Martin, who did make that page for us on their website, and Tom Sutton for making us a part of it. So thank you for watching this review, guys. It's been a privilege bringing it to you. There's another review to come tomorrow, as I said, and I think we'll be breaking the barrier of our schedule for next week with previews and theories and, you know, trailer breakdowns and everything else, as the time of the Doctor is less than 2 weeks away, guys. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next week. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.